Annecy, France. This is one of the beautifulest villages of France. You'll see why, and we hope you enjoy the tour. We're dog sitting, so this is CC, our special featured guest for today. Alright, so here's the perspective so you guys can see where we are. We're starting right here on the bridge, and then we're going to make our way over to the chateau, the castle. And this whole area here is the old town, which is filled with little tiny streets and all these little rivers, which you'll see. So it's called Le Tiou, I guess, is the name of the river. And then we're going to go towards this area, so here we go. Here's some of the reasons I would move to Annecy if I had to choose one French village to live in. One is you get the most amazing summers with this beautiful lake. You get scenic mountains, a really nice waterfront, the cutest old village there is with all the little rivers and canals in between. And then in the winter months you get all the kind of skiing and all the winter sports that you can do. So it's a must-see place and a really nice village to move to if you had to choose a place. So I want to show you all the flowers in this village because all along the waterfront they have these beautiful flower buckets just like they do in Switzerland. And what I was reading earlier is Annecy it's one of the cities with the most flowers, one of the French cities with the most flowers, that is. So really pretty and just very, very, very picturesque. So we are on a paddleboard in the middle of the lake in Annecy. Chloe's being our steerer, Angelique and I are the paddles.
I'm holding the dog. And
Julia is taking care of the puppy dog.
And
so here you go. This is what we're seeing here. It's really pretty.
The dog. I stare at the red socks and behind the green things.
Is that the castle behind us there? Or no? Because that looks like a really new castle, doesn't it?
Does it look like mine?
Does anybody know if that's a castle right there?
Mom, pedal mommy!
Why?
Back for a second.
Is it hard, Chloe, or is it okay? Places, we tend to always want to remember to bring toilet paper with us because oftentimes in certain countries, like for example if you're in France like we are right now today, the public bathrooms do not have any toilet paper and usually no soap, and They're not like, you know, in America, if you need to go use the bathroom, most people are like, oh, sure, no problem, or you buy a drink or something. But here, like, even if you go to the museum where we just were, the lady's like, well, unless you're paying to go into the museum, you can't use our bathrooms. So then we were like, well, it says kids under 14 are free to go into the museum. She's like, well, that's if they're with an adult. So we're on the hunt for a bathroom with toilet paper because we only have like a little something. So kind of important when you're with girls, or you are a girl, that you carry that around all the time. And here's the differences too. So like Germany, they have clean bathrooms. The bathrooms,
we have like this thing that goes around the toilet and it washes the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Before you go.
And Switzerland bathrooms, they're always clean, always have toilet paper and soap usually. And for the most part, they're free unless you go to like a train station or something like that. Then you have to pay like a franc to get in. Or if you're at a gas station, you usually have to pay as well. So.
Yeah, in Germany at gas stations you have to pay. As
well. And then France, they're just always gross for some reasons.
Last time we went to one, it had like just gross things everywhere.
Yeah, it was really bad.
There's even underwear on the floor.
Ew. So there you go. There's our bathroom stories. What are the bathrooms in Asia? What are they like?
Oh, you have to pay like $1 or something. What is it called again?
Oh, you paid the lady. No, but I mean, yeah, okay.
You have to pay someone.
Yeah.
Like these are like in train stations and like spots like that. You have to pay someone, and all you're paying for is toilet paper to go to use the bathrooms and have toilet paper.
Do they have seats?
No.
No. Even in like this national kind of zoo that we went to, they didn't even have seats. So we were like, oh my gosh, there's just holes. And what else? Let's see. That's not all over Asia. Or they have a bucket of water, right?
But like, there's just like a hole in the ground, and then there's a bucket of water to wash it off. But then it's like reusable water.
Ew. Alright, sugar-free diet is non-existent today.
I'm sticking to it.
Julia's sticking to it. Nothing in front of her plate.
I might just have a tiny bite of the crepe, but maybe not.
How can you resist this yummy crepe? This is apparently, it's called grand-mère, grandmother crepe with apples and vanilla ice cream. And there's Chloe eating hers. So these caves, Angelique, that you're seeing, they're built in this big rock, and it's all underneath of the castle, which is hard to see because of the sun. It was used to shelter all the people during the war, and basically if they were under attack with like any kind of attack, basically the population can come in here and take refuge. And now what they use it for is to store cheese, because cheese does really well in cooler and.
But if it's like this, just in summer, imagine it being in winter, it'd be really cold in there.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, like, even in the Swiss Alps, a lot of the cheese is in the mountains. I was at a cheese place and they said that they actually have millions of dollars of cheese in the mountains. It's crazy. Alright, so now we're gonna go down here. You guys have to share the puppy. Chloe's holding the puppy. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about Annecy. We are about half an hour away from Geneva, so really close to the Swiss border. It's in the location of like the beautiful French Alps, as you already saw earlier. And one interesting thing is it used to be often owned either by Geneva itself or by the family of Savoy, or Savoy, I guess you would say in English. So very, very pretty. As you can see, I'll just show you from up here. You're gonna see all the flowers behind me. It's absolutely gorgeous like that. And all the really pretty buildings. So. gate wall where you would come into the old village. So the door's no longer there, but that's where it was. So here you've got like this really pretty square, and it's all old, and then these buildings here look a little bit more modern looking, obviously. And then there's their cinema, which is kind of cool. And then it goes right back to the old style buildings. I'm not sure if there'd be 2 city gates, but it looks like we're coming to another one.
Maybe it's like the God section where they like make sure it's actually a good person.
I don't know, maybe. So we're getting lavender oil, and we're getting some
Vanilla.
some different soap.
Smell this. It's really small, actually.
This is really cool. This here is soap from, it's called Savon de Marseille, and you mix a third of this, there's 300 grams, into 3 liters of water with 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and it does your wash. So it's really cool. Cost me $4.90, and it's super natural. Apparently gets out all the stains and everything. The other stuff we got is some nice soaps and a massage oil, lavender massage oil. So everything's super duper natural, and a really good price, and just an awesome store we just felt on.
So here you can like smell them, and then
It's nice.
Like this metal thing?
Right here. Look, you get on, like they have these in the restaurants here, so then you just wash your hands on that. And then they put them also on strings, like right there.
Or you can put them on your by your pool.
you can buy like little
outside.
packages.
Yeah. Thanks for watching our tour of Annecy, France. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for some of our cool upcoming videos. See you next time. Bye. Bye.